right now. I just want you to know that you can use a free option in Canva to create it. If you don't have your own, you can use your own graphics or you can use what they provide, whichever works best for you. We're going to take this, delete that, delete that, delete that. Let's add our make-believe business name. If you already have a logo, this makes it a lot simpler. You could just drop and click everything. I could use one of my business logos, but I prefer to just do this. That way, if someone there doesn't have a logo, they can see how they can do everything and not feel so overwhelmed. This is like one of my favorite fonts, so don't mind me. And that is a header right there. Let me shrink this really quick. Let me add another one so you can see it. What it would be like to just start from scratch. We're going to delete all this. We're going to take one of my uploads. So we're going to use this right here. This is a styled stock image. Get the sizing right how we want it. Move it up a bit. Move this over a bit. And you just drop your logo in it. See how easy it is when you have a logo? Oh, I missed a copy too. Delete. Let us make this smaller. And there you go. Ah, it deleted the other thing. Not so good. But let us go fix that really quick. As you can see, there's two options now. Those for people that don't have logos and people that do. It's just a lot of drop, click, place it where you want it. Change fonts. And once again, I'm using the free version of Canva just in case someone forgot. And now I have a email header made with the free version that they offer you with the design, or using a styled stock image and my logo. You don't even have to use styled stock image. You can use your products. You could do so many things. Let me show you how to do a product one really quick. These are the images I'll be using for one of the newsletter templates. So let's drop those in really quick. I'm waiting for them to upload. Okay, they're all uploaded. Let me scroll down some that I can see this one while I'm working in it. text. Right, let's do a shape, a shape, a shape, a shape, shape, a shape, a shape. Okay. This is where you can stick your brand coloring in and add those pops. Let's give it a business name. Let's change the font. As you know, I'm going to pick my favorite font. And if you want, you can add your tagline. I'm not saying this is her tagline. I just made this tagline up for the purpose of this video, just so you know, before you start thinking things. So there is another header option. So I just want to show you all three header options that were designed in Canva, and we did all this in less than 5 minutes. So you have plenty. You can either click here or click here. So we're going to create a list. You can have your list from people that have just sent them to you, emails, reaching out to people, however you have it, but make sure you have their permission to add them. I am just taking an original list I have for Imperfect Concepts, copying it here to use it for this. So we're going to call this our sign up list. This is the sign up list from where people have signed up from our website versus them doing it anywhere else. They went on our website, they decided to subscribe. So let's put in our information. This is just acknowledging how the people signed up for your email list. This is the address that they will see, and that is our PO box. So let's import subscribers. We're just going to copy and paste, but you can do a CSV file, integrate it. There's so many options for you. Just pointing out that we're using the free version of Mailchimp. I'm frugal, so yes, subscribe, import. So they're importing everything on our list. Okay. So all our subscribers are on the list. So let's go to list again. Okay, yes, we get it. Okay, so we have this one list. So you can create multiple types of lists. I tell my clients to create lists such as a list if you're doing the farmer's market. So everyone that signs up for you at the farmer's market is a great way to do it. If you're doing a pop-up shop and you have people sign up on the form, if you're doing a meet and greet or anything else, you want to create lists to make it easier to segment to the people that need to receive them. If I'm doing an event in Atlanta, I don't need to send an email to everyone across the United States. I need to make sure that the people in Atlanta get this email. So it's important to create various lists for your Mailchimp campaigns. That way the right subscribers are reaching them. So we have our one list, and that's the list we're going to use. You can make more lists. You can only have one list. It's really up to you. So next, we are going to learn how to create templates. One thing I would note, we will create several templates in this video, and the reason you want templates, you want to make it easier for you as a small business owner to send out campaigns. You don't want to have to create a new design every time. If you create a sales template, new merchandise, updates, links to the blog, I mean, there's so many different types of templates that you will make. So let's get started. Also, I want to point out you can do the basics where you build everything on your own. They have themes that you can choose from, a large variety, and you can even go under here, click eCommerce. There's so much. Or you can code your own. It's really up to you. I choose the basic, and then I find one that works for me. Let's go with this one. So this is how they start out. They look really simple and everything else like that. And you're just gonna drop, click, and design it how you want to. And remember, people are attached to their phones. They're visual people. They want to see. So remember earlier when we made our headers, we are going to drop the header in and just start working. Right here is below the information you always see when people unsubscribe and everything else. I'm going to teach you how to do that. This is social media, imagery, and everything else. So let's get started. So we have our header there. This is the area you want to tell people what they're going to receive. You can leave this blank for your templates, but say you're launching a new product, you would put learn about the new merchandise for November, 15% off your first order. It goes right there. So we have this. Let us put this information in. So I'm not a fan of how all this looks. I have it pre-written out from my other newsletter. Copy. Basically, you could just go in there yourself and edit this right here. And then, since this is not imperfect concepts, but it is kind of because we're just using this for a video. And then this is already linked. We're just gonna, let's see, let's copy this link. Copy. Then we will hyperlink it. Put that URL back. Insert. Save. So that is how the bottom of our thing looks. This is social follow. You can do social follow, or you can do, hold on, let me show you, social share. So there's social share or social follow. It really just depends on who you are. I think social share is a really good one. That way people can forward it to their friends and they can tweet it and everything else. The social follow, people tend to already know your social media handles and everything else. So I don't think we actually need this in our newsletter. So let's do this. So we have Facebook, Twitter, forward to a friend. Let's Google Plus it. Let's do that one. And let's look at the styling. You can change all of that. We want ours to be like super white. Yep, super white. There's a border, there's a color. Save that. All right. So how else do we want our newsletter to look? Content. I like dividing off my newsletter. That way it's crisp, clean, and people know how to find information. So you're literally going to just drop everything where you want it to be. Just play around with it and see how things work for you, how things don't work, what you want, what you don't want. Okay. Save. Let's scroll down. We're going to drop some images in here to brighten it up. And since Jasmine Floral Design is it's a service-based business that provides products, the flowers, to customers, we're going to just talk about what's going on with Jasmine Floral Design. We'll talk about it being peony season. We can talk about how to use our flowers at home and how to use them at a wedding. I want this to be a header section. That way, when people see it, they know that this is an important section and everything else. Let us increase the size. Let's change the font. And one thing I like to do in all my newsletters, I'll show you at the very end of this video, is I like to use color. That way it stands out versus, just doing black all the way through. So using your brand coloring can be really good for your business. Let's justify this to the left. Let's add some text. So one great thing about this is we're telling them in our newsletter that they can also check us out on the blog to learn more about how to use florals in their home. And we're educating our customers. It's very important that you educate your customers and you provide insight to them. So we would probably, since we're saying that they can read it on the blog, we're going to add a link. And we're just going to put imperfect concepts link. Insert. And so these would normally be named versus like the little JPEGs that they have. I just pulled those off of the internet for this purpose. I'm going to make up a P&I season because I don't actually know it. June through, no, because we're almost in October and it's not P&I season. Let's say May to August is peony season. And I wanted to share how to pick the right ones. Save, and then we have that. Settings. Yes, okay. So this is like just an educational newsletter, not selling anything or anything like that. We're just providing them with information. You can place text here. You can add more text, you can add captions. There's so many things that you can add to your newsletter. Save, exit. What will we name this template? We're going to name it Service Template. Save. So we have one template. Now let's create another template. This template will be our selling template. We are going to sell products and we're going to tell our customers about new merchandise. So at the very end, we will name this new merchandise template. Let us add our header, another header that we designed in Canva. Like I said, just a few ago, I like adding things and then editing everything or putting the information I need in there. Save, close. I like breaking up text. Once again, we'll copy that information we had earlier. All we're doing, once again, is just creating the templates. We're not designing a campaign that's going out just right now. So when you have the templates, you already know where everything goes. You do the little tweaks that you need to tweak. So that is there. So I know that I need to do something right there to let them know about the collab. We're gonna do caption to the right. We're gonna insert another image. Save, close. And right here, we're gonna have a section, meet us at the market. So this is like a weekly section that we keep in our newsletter, letting people know what market we're gonna be at so they can find us and support our business. This is, like I said before, when you have a list, you create these lists. That way it makes it easier to send the right people that content. It's very simple. Like, you just want to add those pops and everything else. And I'll show you what a newsletter looks like when we're done. Right up here, this is where you would say new merchandise alert, save 15% off, shop DSR apparel, shop Love Porto, whatever it is, that's what you would do with that. Next, so new merchandise template. So we have two different templates. Later you'll be able to see those. That is how we get our start with creating templates. You can create as many templates as you want for your small business. Just make sure you design them, you drop and click, and when it's time to send a campaign, we click campaign. We are going to create. Hey everyone, let's start a new campaign. So there's a variety of campaigns that you can do. I tend to do A/B testing campaigns or regular campaigns. A/B testing campaigns I do often when I'm launching a new product or service and I just want to get my audience to see which one is going to work better. I normally do the subject line. Today we're going to do a regular campaign. This is where I talked about where you would have your list. So you could send it to a segment, any segment that you have set up, or your saved segments. I have no saved segments, but you can create them. Today we're just going to send it to everyone on our list. So next. Newsletter. Subject line. Fall blooms to brighten up your home. Since this is my business, I'm just going to put my name, but normally we would do, the company name. Acknowledge the risk, because I have a Gmail, you probably using your business email right here. So we're going to use a theme, a saved template, and that's our service template. And so right here, let's start right here at the very top. This is what pops up a lot on people's cell phones and everything else. So let's tell them what this newsletter is about. Special promo code for arrangements. And let's save and close. So we have this right here. This is something we designed in our template. We're going to take all of this out. Well, let's start with here. We're going to put fall blooms to brighten your home. This is your header, and it tells you people what they're going to read and everything else. We can go in our color theme, like if our company color happens to be, you know, the green that's in our logo, we could put that there. So one thing I suggest is making sure that your content is tight. You know, you check in for commas and all that other stuff. So one thing I do, I tend to write everything in my Grammarly app and get everything fixed over here first. So that's copied. And now I can paste it over here. So everything was written out for me and it's how I want it. Let's change the font. Okay. All right. So we have our pre-made template already. Let's scroll down. We're going to actually delete this. Delete. And we're going to put image caption. Save. Image caption. And here on the desktop, I have a couple flowers. So we're going to drop those in right there. And here is some content about both of the flowers. Now, if this is your business, you would already have this pre-written. You know what you're talking about. I know nothing about flowers. So I'm copying and pasting from Better Homes and Garden. And since I have something right here that's like the normal hyperlink blue, I'm going to show you that. We want to hyperlink this, but we want to change the color. And so one of our brand colors, let's say it's more of this cranberry red, then we place that in there and that's what it's going to be. So it's no longer the regular blue. Then we want to change the font, that way all our fonts align. Because it's about being consistent all the way through and not just pasting things together and your audience doesn't really know what's going on. Let's put that in the middle. All right, we're gonna do a text box here. And we're gonna drop the title of this flower in the middle. Let's center it. So we have told them about some flowers, and now we are gonna add a tip in here. So let's add a tip, save, let's copy this. So no, not that one. Yes, delete. Copy this one. This is our header section. Put it right above it. Fall bloom tip. Let's change that to our on-brand color. So all our colors are the same. Okay. Oh, it didn't change it. Okay. So this one actually goes here, and this one stays there. Okay. So for the tip, we want to tell them things they can use. After that, great colors to incorporate our orange, cranberry, hunter, green, and other darker colors. Let us size, save, close. I think the size 14 works better. So the great thing about making your campaigns is you can go back and forth fixing everything how you want it to look. 14, save. I just wanted to make sure I wrote the company name right. Save, close. So we're going to actually replace these. And these are some pictures I got off Pinterest, just so you know. And let us update this. We're putting the content we need in right here, letting them know that they have the option for weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly home deliveries. Below, they can see some examples of what we can create for them. If they are interested in, oh no. To brighten up your home, use promo code Fall Design Jasmine 15 to save 15% off your order online or in store. And so we want them to really see this. So we're going to bold it, and then we are going to change the color. That way it stands out for them. So that is a campaign right there. And you can see all this right here. It's like your subject line, your replies, everything. And this is, I just want to point out, this is like the free version. And you can send it right now, like in the moment you finish, or you can schedule and you pick the day, you want to schedule it out, and you pick the time, and all this is like upgrades, but just schedule it. That's all I do. You keep it really simple. And let's preview it into preview mode. So this is how it looks on your desktop. Oh, see, this is what I noticed. I need to go in right here and change the font because the font is not aligning. It doesn't match up. That is why you preview your campaigns before you send them out. And this is our mobile campaign. So I I hope you enjoyed this part of making your service campaign. Now let's make a product campaign. All right, let us make our product-based campaign. Create campaign. We're going to do another regular campaign. Send it to our whole list. You know what? Let's do A/B testing campaign instead. I'm sorry, guys. So that way you can see two different versions. Okay, select A/B testing. Entire list. Next. So you have your subject line from name, content, send time. There's a whole bunch of variations. And we're going to do two different subject lines. September 16th, new merchandise. The reason why I name my things like this, like no one, your customers or readers don't see this, but I know what day I sent it, what the topic it was about, and how many newsletters I sent. So 3 new shirt designs we're loving. New merchandise has arrived. I honestly believe people really do like the emojis. So let's add that one. Company name, acknowledge risk. Remember, you're going to be using your business email, which you can get your business email from the place that you got your domain at. So next, the campaign's going to look the same on how to pick things. Like once it's not like, oh, we're A/B testing, they're going to see two different newsletters. They're seeing the same newsletter. We're basing it off of our subject lines. So right now, this is what our template that we created looks like. And it has our merchandise and everything else in there. But I realized, you know, hey, I want to add a graphic for it. So let's just say social media size, because they don't really have a newsletter size graphic. Waiting for it to load. And so what I'm doing is I'm adding a new arrival graphic, but I'm using an image from DSR Apparel's Instagram page that they were tagged in. It's actually me, and so I tagged them in it. One thing I suggest, when customers tag you in products, ask them for their permission to share on your social media channels and your social media campaigns and everything else. I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, yeah, I'm down for the cause. I mean, they tagged you in the photo, so that does help. We'll be honest, normally you want a cleaner, clearer photo, but for all purposes, we're going to use this. Being that I can't see, it's not helping the cause. Let's change that to white. Should have did that from the beginning. Okay, let's reduce the size because it's rather large. We can get it all on one line. That would be great. So if you like that font, you know, you can stick with that font. If not, you can change it to a font you want. We definitely don't want that font. Let's see how my favorite font looks with it. Looks pretty good. Let's see. Bigger. Bigger. And so we're going to download that. The one great thing about being a product-based website, you don't have to chat people up. You're not trying to learn about their day, what their dog ate. You're just telling them about your product. Like, people just want to hear about the product. That's all they want to know. So we're going to, oh wait, no. Drop content right here. Take to desktop. While we're loading, we're going to tell them what they're going to learn in this month's newsletter or this week's newsletter. Depending on you are, as a service-based website, I do newsletters once a month. I used to do them twice a month. It's just really depending on the content that you're giving. I personally believe that so many people were overran with content. I decreased it. As a product-based company, honestly, at minimum, I believe you should be doing newsletters twice a month, letting people know the product you have. Think about your email box. Companies are sending you newsletters 3-4 times a day sometimes. Yeah, it can be annoying, but if you're giving them the right kind of content, they're gonna want it. They're gonna want to subscribe to it. So we're gonna tell them where we're gonna be. Meet us at the market, Fairfield Market, 9/17, 16, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Jasper pop-up shop. So one thing I tell all my clients to do is segment their newsletters and create those lists. So if I'm in the Atlanta area and I'm doing markets and pop-up shops every Saturday or every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever the schedule may be, my audience knows that and they know where they can meet me. They know the times and everything else. And it just helps me increase my sales locally, not just for the people online. Like, someone might live in the Atlanta area and didn't know I was an Atlanta business, which happens a lot. People don't know where you're based unless you truly share it and you embody that in your brand. One thing I love about Jessica from DSR Apparel, she lets you know that she's from Detroit. She is Detroit proud. She's at games. She's super supportive of her city. And so that resonates in her brand. It's one way to connect with your audience. All right. We're actually going to delete this from here. If we wanted to drop more content, we could drop content right here. Let's do like social share. And let's do social follow. Style, no settings. No. Solid, no outline. Now they're the same somewhat. Content. And you can add all the ones you need to add in there. Let's remove that one because, yeah. Save. Let's edit that one. Let's tell people share our newsletters with your friends or follow us yourself. So we have that in the middle of the newsletter versus at the bottom. It really just depends on what you're trying to do with your newsletter and everything else. We have our new merchandise right here. Make sure you want to link your merchandise. So on each product, you click it and you link it. That's a huge mistake. So many people don't hyperlink their photos. Make sure you hyperlink the photos. And that is basically it. We told them that they will learn about our schedule, new arrivals, and more. They have our shirts, they have us at the market, and they see our new designs. So that is our campaign. If you want to do a video, you can add a video. You can add a shop button. Buy now. Shop our cool t-shirt line. Style. We want it to be more on brand with us. Save close. There it is. Make sure you link it. So they can click here, 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 and they will be directed to your website. Confirm before sending. And so you see the two different subject lines, who they'll be replying to, and everything else, and then you press schedule. So you have learned how to make a service-based campaign or a regular campaign, A/B testing, and product campaign. Yay! Now we're going to get to the final step. Concepts email. This is the actual newsletter that went out for Kickstarter eCommerce. And all this is set up. I just wanted to show you, what it looks like from my end. And, choosing the templates and everything else. And I designed it. And this is what a well-designed newsletter just looks like after it's well on branded and everything else. You can see the share options. I have plenty of graphics in there. All the graphics are hyperlinked. And then I hyperlink the name of the program. One thing I say when you hyperlink in your campaigns, make sure you change the color so people know, hey, I click on that, it's going to take me somewhere. At the very top, it tells people, hey, there's a promo code. I have a really basic header, but you can design a great one. Everything else like that. You can even enter preview mode. So this is what it says it looks like on a desktop. So if I'm in desktop, this is like I'm in my email too. You can say the same thing. This is what it will look like on mobile. And this is like a previous campaign that I have done. This was my last campaign on increasing your social media engagement. And a great thing is when people open this, when they say view this in the browser, this is how it pops up. They can subscribe, they can share, they can even look at my past issues. So that's really great for your small business in that sense. All right, let's get to another. All right, we are in the home stretch and I am about to teach you how to send your customers a freebie without having to pay for automation. So this is a great way for when customers first subscribe to your list, they automatically get like a 15% off discount, or you provide them with a promo code or access to your library or ebook or eCourse, something like that. This email will automatically go out after they subscribe. So we're going to go to our list that we created. We have our list and we're going to go to our sign up form. Once we're in sign up form, so we went list, didn't really want to show you all the names on my list, but we went to list and we clicked the list we created, and now we're at the sign up form aspect of it. We are going to click general forms. So the first form we're going to do is our sign up form. And this is a form that they have when they sign up. Keep this URL somewhere, that way you can tweet it out and share it with your customers and everything else. And this is how everything goes. We're going to design it, build it, and everything else. So let's add an image here. Where is our lovely header? So let's insert our header. Upload. Oh, cancel. No, we want to upload the one we selected. Select, insert, save, close. So that is in there. Let's change that color, the body. It's gray, we want more white. So you have your fields here. You want your email address, their name, and last name. You can keep the last name if you want. You don't have to have their last name. It just depends on you. So see, it gives you all these options right here. You can put in the zip code, address, birthdays, everything else. And the visibility and fields like that. So our main thing is we want their email address. Having their first name is great too. And that is our sign up list. That's just simply how it is. This is something you can tweet out, or you can make a page on your website, on Kickstart Your e-commerce aspect, on Imperfect Concepts website. I have a sign up form where people can put in their information. And let's have them. Yep. Okay. Next, we want to do a thank you. Almost finished. This is just telling them that their confirmation is coming. We just want to confirm their email address. You can put anything in here. You can make it quirky, however you want it. Let's design it. Almost finished. I want to always put, keep it on brand and keep the header and everything. That way it looks the same. Oh no. Back to file. Wrong one. Does it have multiples? Select. So let's put you're almost at the finish line. Save, close. So that's, confirming it. So let's get to the really, really good part. This is our final welcome email. You can do confirm, you can do like all these, but I really don't see them as necessary. You can also customize all this if you want to. So this is our final thank you. This is where we will be putting the information for our freebie. So your subscription has been confirmed. You can do a couple things. So upload desktop. You've joined the club. So we created a graphic. And then, you know, put a window, well, open a new window. I put a link to the website. That's not an actual URL. I just want to point that out just in case someone wants to go to it. All right. That is in there. And it's hyperlinked. It takes them to the site and everything else. I want to point out you can list all the benefits that people receive from joining your email list and why they should be on it, when you'll be sending emails, how often, the length, everything that you want them to know. The more you involve them and let your customers know what's going on, the more informed they are. Informed people are buyers. They're not just window shoppers. They are informed. They're sharing with others and everyone else. So there's so many ways that you can update this and tweak this. But your main thing is if you want to send a freebie. So let's edit this again. So let's take that one out. Let me see if I could just drop this in here. No, it doesn't let me just drop it in there. Oh. So if you're a product-based company, you can put this in here. You can change it every month. That way people just don't, you know, keep using that promo code on you. But, you know, you have a picture of your product. You tell them they get to enjoy 15% off. And you thank them for subscribing. You let them know you're in the Detroit area or you're in the Austin area, however you want to do it. And you have a freebie that sends out to your audience automatically. So that is it for Mailchimp. We are done and over. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, this is all the newsletters I created, so funny. Any concerns or comments, please tweet me or shoot me an email. Talk to you later. So I wanted to show you what it looks like more polished when you do your forms and everything else. This is Business Besties. I decided to do this one versus Imperfect Concepts because Imperfect Concepts is kind of plain. So let's click on the general forms. Scroll down. And this is what the sign up form looks like. I tweet this URL out. I have it as a bit.ly link, not this version. That way they don't see this long URL. But I have it as a bit.ly so I can track how many people have clicked it. This is a general sign up form. I tell them what they're going to get by joining the community and everything else. You can edit the message and stuff like that. Let us go to our thank you. This is just telling them thank you. We need to confirm your email address and then, you know, the process over there. I have a confirmation email set up. It says, yay, we are Business Besties. Your subscription Business Bestie has been confirmed. And then it tells them to follow us on social media platforms, and it says our mission. And then the final one is our final welcome email. And there you go. I don't actually have an opt-in for Business Bestie, but if you had an opt-in, you would be placing your opt-in right here. So I hope you enjoyed making your email marketing all the way through from creating a list, setting up templates, creating your campaign to where we are now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you tweet me or email me.